Well, hello. We have returned. We are now upgraded a little bit with the camera, so our camera should look a little bit better. That's number one. Number two, I think I'm getting the hang of this microphone scenario and trying to get the audio in a better situation where it sounds better. That's number two. Number three, I'm going to try not to ramble quite as much, get right into the video and talk a little bit about what we're listening to, who we're listening to, why it's important, what he's doing that's so amazing, etc. So today we're going to listen to Giuseppe Giacomini sing L'animo stanca from the opera Adriana Lecouvreur. It's by Cilea. So it's an opera that doesn't get done, sadly, nearly as much in the United States as it maybe should because of the how good the music is, etc. But this particular aria for the tenor is insanely beautiful. It should be part of the standard repertoire as far as what you should listen to, although not every tenor can sing this thing. This is a very heavily orchestrated opera. It's typically cast with a very large, dark, beautiful, robust tenor voice, typically a spinto or possibly even a dramatic, but probably a spinto because the part that is being played is very young. It's an ingenue, it's a lover kind of thing. So, you're going to have some guy like me, 50 years old, play the part. It's going to be some young lover guy. So I'm going to completely wreck that entire thing I just said by showing you Giuseppe Giacomini, who looks like he's the guy that works in your dad's tax office to prepare your taxes. But this guy could sing in such a fashion that will absolutely blow your hair back. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose and to stop a Mack truck. It's an amazing freak force of nature type instrument. I can't wait to play it for you and for us to all react together. So without further ado, let's listen to Giuseppe sing L'animo stanca. I'll stop here and there and make amazing comments because he deserves it. Here we go. Okay, so already you get what I'm saying. This guy's voice is like a force of nature. So, like with Luciano in my last review or last reaction, rather, Luciano's voice is so bright and sunny and beautiful and forward and it's just so balanced and gorgeous, right? It's like liquid gold or spun honey is what they say about Luciano's voice. This guy's voice is like the Niagara Falls waterfall of ocean of sound just flowing down over those falls. There's no way to stop it. There's no way to just, to take it all in. You just have to just let go and enjoy this amazing Niagara of a voice, right? Totally different approach to singing as far as the placement and how the vowels are put together. So this guy is a tenore spinto or spinto tenor or tenore drammatico in some ways. So Luciano does record, I think he's recorded this aria. He recorded everything, but Luciano would sing this, or like myself, like a light lyric or a lyric tenor would sing L'animo stanca e la meta è lontano non raggiungete l'arramporio e vara l'ansia che m'ancora. Very light, very forward, very, very balanced singing. Giuseppe, with the voice that he's got, and he's not putting on airs. He's not trying to put on a voice. This is his voice. This is the way he sings. This is the way he produces his sound. You'll notice his mouth is not going to be up, and you're not going to see the cheeks up and the tops of the teeth like you would see with Luciano, like you would see with Björling, like you would see with Gedda, lighter, lyrical, more lyrical voices, right? You're going to see this, like the voice is going to be like shaped more like a trumpet. And he's literally singing, L'animo stanco e la meta è lontano. And he goes into the top and gets into the cover, and the voice sounds like it's plugged into an electric socket. It's so much virility and so much excitement in that sound. He goes, no, no, giungete la rampogne. Now, that is me putting on airs. I am putting that sound on. That is not what my voice sounds like. I can't do that over time. I don't have the stamina to be able to do that. This guy had stamina just all day long and twice on Sunday because of the natural robustness and strength of his instrument. I'm going to talk a little bit about where that technique came from and what I'd heard about his singing, et cetera. And what I learned as I was growing up and I was starting to study and discover all these fantastic tenors that are out there. And by the way, there are thousands of amazing singers that no one's ever heard of, that are world-class, amazing, incredible. You would think, well, if you're that fantastic, you immediately would be a household name and just be world famous. Not so. There are so many fantastically amazing singers that for whatever reason never broke out and became big stars, or their careers were cut short, or life got in the way, whatever, right? Let's listen to the rest of this aria because it's insane. Here we go. Jesus. Yeah, of course they plot. You'll notice there's no microphone present, people. There's no microphone to be seen. Okay. He's standing in front of the orchestra, which is a typical, like a concert configuration. The singer would be in front of the orchestra in this circumstance. But he's putting out all that sound to sing over that orchestra, and that man can do it. So that swooping and soaring phrase that he sings, that that is insane. He's got all that color, all of that strength, all of that vibrancy in his sound, but it's that dark hued burgundy, just amazingly like onyx shell that's being encapsulated. I can't explain what it's like. It's the voice of an absolute howitzer, but beautiful, well sung, well thought out. Well, the breath is amazing. He's got it all. So, as I understand it, and don't quote me on this, please don't put this on Wikipedia or go double check this and find out that I'm wrong on this. But my understanding was that he was a disciple or a student of Franco Correlli, or at least sang with some of the sang under the same teacher that Franco Correlli, or used some of the same techniques that Franco Correlli used, which is the Malocchi technique. And the Malocchi technique was famous for many different great singers that came out of that school, but mainly it's about keeping your larynx low, right? And keep maintaining a low laryngeal position all the way through the range from top to bottom. So it's a lot easier for him to do that than a more lyrical tenor, given the fact that his natural vocal tendency was going to be a little bit lower anyway, because he was such a larger voice. It's a tenore spinto or tenore robusto, right? So his natural placement's going to be a little bit lower than, say, like a lyric tenor like myself. But he would, as I understand it, they would actually physically like grab the throat of the student and hold the larynx down as they were going up the scale. And over time, you develop the ability to keep it down yourself. And it's like a swallow, yawn, like, ha, ha. And they would maintain that all the way through the range. But, again, if I do that, I sound like a total knucklehead because I don't have that voice, right? My voice is much more lyric. I've got to sing with what I've got. We all do. right? But because of the voice that he had, that huge, amazing voice, that allowed him to have the space to harness that amazing instrument that he had and produce such an amazing, rich, robust sound for the rest of the world for us to hear this. So he is now gone. As I understand, he passed away several years ago, but his voice will live forever. He's one of the greats, people. I wish more people would understand and hear his voice and discover him. Please go out and look at some of his other music and his other recordings. He's got many, 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 many recordings. He's incredibly amazing. So, all right, Giuseppe Giacomini in the books. As always, please feel free to reach out with any questions, comments. If you want me to go into more depth or discuss things about this particular aria, this particular tenor, I would love that. I'm a geek for this stuff. And I'll be back soon enough with my next rendition. We'll see who the next person is. Texas tenor. Oh!